Welcome back, Fear Fiends, to the Chillergeist League tables. Today, we've got a truly grotesque matchup for you in the body horror division. But before we dive into the stats, let's look at the career trajectories of our two terrifying contenders. In the blood-red corner, we have the legendary Frank Cotton and his delightfully pain-obsessed entourage, the Cenobites. True connoisseurs of suffering, haunting our screens since the 1987 debut of Hellraiser. Boris, what do you make of their longevity in the field?
Subject Cotton and his associated entities have demonstrated remarkable operational consistency, spanning multiple cinematic decades and iterations. Their consistency rating remains high due to their singular focus on sensory experience and transcendence, largely impervious to shifting audience fear thresholds.
Exactly. And then, in the corpse blue corner, we have the younger, perhaps more chaotically evolving, Akira's Mutation.
Subject Mutation, originating in the 1989 debut of Tetsuo, the Iron Man, displays an exceptionally high rookie impact factor and an unprecedented tactical evolution metric. Their future prospects appear statistically unpredictable, but undeniably potent.
Precisely. So, we have the established masters of sensation versus the raw, explosive force of transformation. Who truly dominates? After this brief look at their careers, we'll dive deep into the numbers that define their terror. Stay tuned for the tale of the tape. And now for the numbers, Boris. Let's start with the sheer volume of their work.
Subject Cotton and the Cenobites have overseen a confirmed 87 unique transformations or states of existential disfigurement across their collective 11 cinematic appearances. A statistically significant figure, highlighting their meticulous approach.
Wow, that's a lot of victims, Boris.
Indeed, Doctor. A highly ritualized, if somewhat niche, output. Subject Mutation, despite a singular primary appearance, demonstrates an unparalleled mass transformation event, resulting in significant environmental and collateral biomaterial alteration. Quantifying individual victims is statistically complex, given the rapid, self-propagating nature of the event.
So, less about individual kills, and more about a wholesale reimagining of reality.
The Cenobites consistently achieve an average sensory overload rating of 9.1, focusing on prolonged, excruciating alterations of the human form's capabilities. The aim is qualitative transformation over quantitative destruction. Subject Mutation's intensity rating is a near-instantaneous 9.8, characterized by rapid, aggressive, and often irreversible fusion of organic and inorganic matter. Less finesse, more overwhelming force. Despite their signature chains and hooks, the Cenobites have demonstrated remarkable instrumental adaptation, utilizing environmental elements, psychological manipulation, and dimensional translocation to achieve their transformative goals. Their arsenal is conceptually vast. Subject Mutation's weaponry is self-generating and entirely organic. Its primary method is direct physical integration and systemic assimilation. While less varied in type, its scale and immediacy are statistically unique. Subject Cotton has demonstrated an unprecedented reconstitution factor of 18, capable of rebuilding from near-total epidermal and skeletal disintegration. The Cenobites themselves are extra-dimensional entities, rendering conventional durability metrics irrelevant. Subject Mutation exhibits a rapid biomass reconfiguration rate, allowing for immediate adaptation and expansion following physical disruption. Its resilience is tied to its continuous, uncontrolled growth.
Yes, the initial approach. Does our villain demonstrate the patient, silent grace of a hunter? Or are they merely a blunt instrument of chaos? I'm looking for the exquisite tension of the pursuit, the subtle shift in light and shadow.
The Cenobites' transfigurative process efficiency is 92%, largely due to precise application of pain stimuli and adherence to established ritual. Highly effective, if somewhat formal.
Does the villain play with their prey? Do they relish the fear they induce? A true artist doesn't just kill, they orchestrate a symphony of terror. I'm looking for the agonizing whispers, the phone calls, the flickering lights that promise doom.
The Cenobites consistently achieve an average pre-transformation existential distress rating of 9.2, primarily through philosophical discourse and the deliberate shattering of conventional reality. a high-yield return on minimal physical exertion.
Is the weapon an extension of their will, chosen for its aesthetic impact as much as its lethality? And the kill itself, is it a messy splatter or a purposeful, decisive act? I appreciate the clean lines of true predation.
Subject Cotton and the Cenobites' flesh reconfiguration cleanliness score is surprisingly high, Doctor, considering the nature of their work. They leave minimal unnecessary residue, focusing on structural integrity. Subject Mutation, however, scores below average due to uncontrolled biofluid and metallic debris disbursement.
Does the villain command their environment? Do they become an inseparable, terrifying part of the setting? A truly great predator makes the very air shiver with their presence.
Subject Kruger's auditory taunts and pre-termination quip score an average 8.7 on the Verbal Psychological Distress Index, indicating superior fear-inducing rhetoric.
Every artist has a signature. A distinct laugh, a lingering gaze, a particular way of leaving their mark. That's what separates the common killer from the truly iconic.
The Cenobites' interdimensional signature manifestation is statistically unique, with a sensory overload factor of 0.8. A highly distinctive, if terrifying, flourish. Subject Mutation's signature is its sheer, overwhelming, and unpredictable scale.
This is a tough one, Boris. Both are titans of body horror. But given our established rankings, the victor in this grotesque bout, moving on in the Chillergeist Horror League, is Frank Cotton and the Cenobites.
Statistical analysis confirms the Cenobites' superior consistency and established methodological approach, as per current ranking protocols.
Indeed. Join us next time, Fear Fiends, for more horrific matchups in the Chillergeist Horror League.